Right.
Winning this one out here, it really, I mean, making it top 4, I would say, kind of cements your name as far as competitors go when it comes to tournaments like this. And something that we got a whole lot of time to talk about, and I know Sully was feeling a certain way about it, is NeverDone on their map pick on Icebox, opting out of flashes. So the Brimstone over the Omen, so no paranoia there. No Phoenix, no Reyna, things of that nature. So basically, all the flashes that are available won't be available for NeverDone, and it could have been what hindered them in that 14-12 as they look to push over towards A. They were able to pick up the victory once with the comp before. We'll see if they can get it done. King right behind that turret is going to get spotted out, so they know exactly where he's at. Here comes the barrier orb, puts the turret up top, which is kind of a spooky spot here. Although that kill did come through, and the ingenuity behind Sage Walls and planting is absolutely insane. Unfortunately, didn't save Zelsis this time around. A couple of frenzies in hand. Menace trying to spray through the smoke, find some more bloodshed. Fakes that defuse. Jangler up top has the high ground. Penny actually going to sit down the opposing jet. Wow. Jangler going to go huge here. Now a 1v1 with the spike. With the Molotov Vanity. From the grave, the Martyrdom Molotov picks up the round win for NeverDone.
Well, that is one wild way to start things out, isn't it, Tanner? NeverDone, that round started about as plain as you can get. They have done that execute time and time again. Versus Serenity, you saw them use that play, a number of times. Zelsis tossing down the wall to get that spike in a very safe position, and then comfortable post plants from NeverDone. But the Molotov tossed out onto the bomb ended up being the savior. That's not something that I don't think PHOENIX1 were accounting for, expecting whatsoever, and they barely snatch away that round. However, because it was so close, this is kind of like the precipice of being able to justify going for a force-up. They're going to decide against it, just a flurry of frenzies in their arms, and they're gathering up close outside A main, hopefully to find a couple of kills. Player 1, he's watching and will just have a nice day at the shooting range. Picks up 2 and backs off, lives to fight another day as well.
If the clay pigeons come on out, Penny and Player 1 gonna get on the board here. They close it out in a flawless victory. To be expected, like you pointed out, Ito. They opted out of that force. Again, Icebox, I still feel like is a weird map for some players, for some teams, especially when 2021, whether it be, a team that's kind of just scrapped together with some solid players, or a roster or an organization that has been, I guess, kind of cemented. There are still changes happening. So many free agents are going up. Players are going here. Players are going there. So even if you knew Icebox before, now you got to figure it out with the new links in your chain. And I think you just play it safe, especially when it's NeverDone's map pick. You already saw him win against it once. You kind of have an idea of what to expect, and hopefully we get some more post-plant Martyrdom Molotovs as Orbital Strike going to be used. Forces everybody out of the corner in the back right of this A site. And it's another A take here, looking to be fairly quick. Recon Bolt looking to get some information, and it's the same weapon from before. Precision, though. He's got the precision he needs. A two-man spray down through the smoke as they push onto the site, and Zekin finds another. Playing safe in that last one pays off as they're able to full buy in round number 3, and PHOENIX1 with the advantage.
Advantage so far, but anything could change in the matter of moments. Precision is looking to shut that down entirely, and they will have no issues of pulling it off. PHOENIX1, they win that third round, but NeverDone, they were taking a couple of hits. Economically, this wasn't the strongest round for them, but I don't think, all things considered, even if they had better artillery, they probably still were going to die to that play. Precision was playing from a great off angle, and while it is something that usually attackers look for upon their executes towards A, just the timing of it, I think, was more than enough for Precision to pick up 2. That wall going down, I think, kind of threw a bit of a spanner into the works, completely unexpected, and PHOENIX1, they'll be awarded for their bravery. 1 round in play, and another buy-up for NeverDone. So they're going to look to fight right back. And one thing that you mentioned a little bit earlier, something that, again, as you said, Sully was ranting about, but no flashes in play means that really NeverDone have to move quick. They do have those brimstone smokes, which do go out very quickly, but look at this. They just found a kill. You're probably going to see a burst of smokes onto the site. and then a push up. I don't think they're going to be trying to slow play this unless they're trying to work out another frag, which, by the fact that they haven't actually pushed up, seems that they are. There is player one watching in the back, but no moves yet from PHOENIX1. Kind of really compare this to the last round from PHOENIX1. They're not going for any sneaky flanks. This is a really bad position for PHOENIX1.
Yeah, everybody holding fast here, though, on this A site. Looking to be another hit. Nice precision again. Popping the grape this time of Vanity. Gonna be the first one. Zekin to supplement another kill. It's Zekin and Precision on this A site, holding it down, making sure nobody can get on. Now the wall comes through. The plant comes down, and PHOENIX1, or excuse me, NeverDone get to play once more in the post plant. Penny gonna pick up that first kill, bringing the main advantage over to a NeverDone. Now looking to creep away. Zekin still alive. What? Menace still alive. Menace on the flank here. Dashes back, but goes down no matter. A kill traded, and it's Zekin who needs to stay hot. He's on the tight ropes. He's trying to walk it. He finds a headshot. 2 HP in a dream. He leaps down fearlessly, not worrying about maybe hurting his ankles a little bit on the back end of that. With 12 rounds in the magazine, he's going to try and stick it to halfway. He's going to pop off, but Penny has the shot and the 4K NeverDone battle back.
NeverDone, that is just a great grasp on the fundamentals. That's a phrase you'll hear me say time and time again. But the thing is, why it's notable there is that this team has a ton of Counter-Strike experience. At one point or another, every single one of these players was on a semi-pro team, you know, ESEA Premier, you know, one of the highest levels you can be in North America. They know how to trade off of each other. Towards the midsection, when it was really awkward for NeverDone, in particular, I want to point to you when Menace was on the flank. You saw how immediately NeverDone backed off and immediately chased down Menace to try to secure that trade kill. Eventually, they played the numbers game, and NeverDone were able to come out on top. That, once again, was the same plan they've been doing for all of this game and all of last game, and they're going to reap the benefits for it in this round. 3 kills immediately as PHOENIX1 try to change up the pace. There is nothing that they can do because NeverDone, they are more than prepared for this. They can trade off of each other, and they are more than ready for any pace changes that NeverDone or that PHOENIX1 are trying to bring to the table. So while that round just went by in a flash, just to kind of summarize my thoughts, NeverDone, they aren't doing anything mind-blowing here. They can just do the same thing over and over again. It has not been punished yet by anybody.
Yeah, and although, I mean, 2 flawless rounds come through, and you don't want to, you know, you're not writing home about it for NeverDone getting a couple of flawless on eco rounds, but those eco rounds, at the very least, you want to try and hurt the economy. It is really hard to do that, and the economy's still looking pretty good. NeverDone, should they lose a round, are going to have just enough to be able to buy back in the next. And we'll see if this is going to be it. So 1 play towards A was stopped by PHOENIX1, but it was Precision to pick up 2 kills. Zekin then followed up with another, and things seemed pretty stunted at that point. That op shot goes wide. Now we've got a lockdown coming out. This should push everybody away. Now Precision doesn't get a 2-man spray down because of that lockdown, as they have to back up, and the ultimate gonna stop that. So Zekin says no way, no how to the lockdown. Now a slow position, a slow stance taken as they creep back over towards their spawn. Still 1 on the flank though, just in case. Make sure nobody tries anything crazy, but the A-take's still gonna be in full effect here. They push on up, the wall is down. We'll see what Zelsis can get done. Barrier Orbi spots the head 1 and barely makes it out alive. Now can't plant as Penny backs him up. The spike should go down. And NeverDone once more in the driver's seat. As I say it though, Zekin and Menace go shoes. It's a shock dart, it's an op shot, and it's a couple of kills. Make it another. The spike has since been planted from the 2v4. It's pretty hard to get done here for NeverDone.
Not impossible though, Tanner. Look at this. And that's exactly why the Molotov goes out. He doesn't quite have his ultimate. Oh wait, no, Menace is sticking it. He's sticking it. The Molotov is off. Through the fire and the flames, they carry on. PHOENIX1, they take away the round. That Molotov could have changed everything, but no. It was just a tiny bit off its mark, and it's not going to be good enough. Oh, NeverDone, that sucks to lose. I know it was a 2v4, but the round could have easily changed with just that one $200 ability, Tanner.
Okay, so let's think about the rounds won and lost here, right? It's been plays towards A. Once PHOENIX1 has rifles, they've been able to win it. Even in one of the rounds that the Molotov got that round win, had you taken away that Molotov, that would have been quite possibly a P1 round. Now this one, not really looking like a P1 round. 1 kill already off the rip. Menace goes down, and Precision gonna be having that Bulldog. Actually, a handful of Bulldogs here for this squad as Jangler takes some damage trying to creep through the site. The crouch walk to stay elusive. But I'm just thinking how much that Molotov means. If you mess that one up again, it's like I said, PHOENIX1 could have another round under their belt if they hadn't died to that earlier in the game.
I want to point out real quick is look how PHOENIX1 have completely given up on holding B. Their Omen, who is usually the anchor for it, has decided to join the fight over towards A. The Execute has just begun, and oh my god, that Omen won't even have a chance to do anything here, Tanner. The Execute has begun, and once again, Precision holds the line. Only 1 kill this time, so no miracle effort.
One kill, remaining. Quite a bit of damage. Shock Dart not gonna find the kill, and enemy down. Now it is all up to Zekin, who's just running and gunning. UMP 45 Marathon in lightweight. Unfortunately, this isn't Modern Warfare 2, so that Stinger doesn't get a whole lot of value. And yeah, I mean, you pointed out in that last one, B kind of given up for free. Now, granted, you had some of your Killjoy utility over there, but when player 1's over on this A site, or excuse me, when King is over on this A site, if he dies, it means nothing if they rotate over to B, and he is quite far away from it. So it is interesting to think how they're going to continue to hold it down, or if they're going to continue to hold it down. This time, it's a turret towards mid, and they're expecting a B hit, but it's going to be A once more. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or however that saying goes.
I think you got it right. Oh, Jesus. And Effie apparently has that lineup just right, too. Might get another tag. Really what was important there is I think Vanity, or NeverDone as a whole, were looking to try to take that ultimate orb, but it was denied by Menace. But he dies for the cause. So close to getting that orbital strike down. Zelsis immediately plans, but there's not too much to write home regarding this round. NeverDone are just going to try to farm a couple of eco kills, and, well, they're actually not having a good time at it. Second has gotten 3, Tanner.
The initiators have been crazy this tournament. The Sovas have been crazy. Make it a 4th. How did this just become winnable, Ito? Nano Swarm doesn't matter. Sova v Sova. Oh my god, he's gonna get the ace! Zekin, you're insane!
Hey.
I'll tear through you all.
What? You have to let that one stew for a second. Let that one truly sink in. How in the hell do NeverDone give that one up? They triple peek. They have the ego, the audacity to chase after Zekin. Has me fumbling for words. And most surely, I can't even imagine what's going through the heads of NeverDone right now. They're rattled for sure, but they still have the lead. They'll regain themselves. They have 3 ultimates in play. The ultimate BM that they can bring upon PHOENIX1 right now will be a strike back and doing the exact same thing one more time. Surely it's not going to happen twice. Lightning doesn't strike twice, doesn't it, Tanner? Another execute begins, and PHOENIX1, they have all the players at the ready. The Killjoy is the only one lagging behind in just the tiniest amount.
Oh man, if that is not the most important instance of never counting anybody out, I don't know what is. Absolutely insane, and the momentum now in favor for PHOENIX1. That's when I wish we had some of these players mic'd up so we could hear the comms after that 1v5 clutch with the Sheriff, no less. Now things once more slow down over towards A. A is just, there is no B side. There is no B side. The only time they went B was a round that they had already won. So we're assuming that we're going to spend a whole lot of time here, going to get a whole lot more comfortable. Penny hanging out now with the high ground. Precision continuing to mix up the position as well. Now no longer playing up top, looking for that spray down as they push onto the site, but instead, right when they looked across it, and unfortunately this time, it's going to be Zelsis coming out on top. Jangler is there to trade it back. The resurrection is available, and it will go through, but Menace still trying to lock things down. It's all red for PHOENIX1. It's all falling apart now. King forced to run away from the Killjoy lockdown. Might just look to send it here. There's not a whole lot you can hope for. As I say that, though, you know, it's actually King's, excuse me. King's lockdown, pushing everybody away. It just didn't matter. It just didn't matter. And you know what? maybe there's a world where I might say, maybe you hang on to that lockdown and, you know, a 2v4, 2v5 situation, 1v4, 1v5. But after seeing those plays, I think King's just trying to match Zekin, right? Just thinking, hey, I'm going to go for it. I can get the 1v4 here. I have my ultimate to get it done. Unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. And, I mean, now you kind of have to just assume A is going to be the play every single time. I think that is where you put all your eggs in that one basket, and then you retake on B if you give that one up for free.
But is it? They're pushing out mid this time. Penny, who's been entry fragging, this time is leading the charge. This is a smart read by PHOENIX1. They're looking to try to fight this issue immediately. It's a tough round for them. They don't have much to work with. And those knives, their biggest X factor, have just been completely removed with a single press of the right-click button. And hey, PHOENIX1, I don't really think you can expect much here, but they have gotten that opening kill. It was actually on to Penny too, so their highest fragger is taken out, but the options rather still stay completely limitless for NeverDone.
Here.
Did they just walk in B here? I don't even think they have to use util. They have the lockdown at the ready. Okay, yeah, they're gonna lock down. Smart move. That's gonna clear out so much space here. And thing is, King kind of has to back up. He has to respect this, concede the site entirely.
Swarm grenade out.
He'll be given up for free, but there is a chance to fight back. A resurrection available in case PHOENIX1 drop a player, but you have to think about how much firepower do you actually try to utilize to fight this round. You really only have pistols and not much more to work with. Effie's has already found the evener, excuse me. And things look a little bit rough, but Zekin is still here.
Yeah, and PHOENIX1 are trying to make it work. Finally, the odds get even, but again, look at the weaponry here for PHOENIX1. Just the idea that they're trying to make this happen is absolutely huge here. Now everybody gets mowed down and things start to fall apart, but NeverDone not out of the woodworks there. When you hear that sheriff now, if you're this NeverDone squad, you are probably shaking in your boots a little bit, especially when it is just more than that one person left alive there. It's a 3v3 at the end. 8 seconds, I think, left on the clock when that spike was actually being planted. So very, very close, only moments away from a P1 win. And I think this is what we were or should have expected to see for NeverDone on their map pick, right? A little more dominant. It's not necessarily the cleanest, but they're making it happen regardless. And now they're looking at inching out a 9-3 half. And I think this kind of gives, you can give a lot of props over to Serenity as to how well they played on Icebox earlier in the day. But more importantly here, Effie's is going to get a tag, but not going to find much more than that. So at the very least, they know the Sage is over towards that A site. I think that is a given at this point. And now as we inch closer to the half and things aren't working as smoothly as NeverDone want them to work, they're mixing it up. Now they're going up towards mid as a unit this time. King going to be the first one to meet him here, and for whatever reason, he's looking down at the ground. Vanity to open things up. B site now completely open as well, and they've got the flank under control here. Penny up top of the tube, going to be watching that one, and the rest of the team just going to storm this site.
There's not really much counterplay that you can do here in the immediate. You're going to have to group up, obviously, and retake as a unit, but PHOENIX1, good luck even getting that far. They have smokes available. They do actually not have a paranoia in play. They won't go for the res, so they actually still want to go for this, but it's not looking very likely. NeverDone have already anchored into very strong post-plant positions, and it's going to be a day at the firing range for them. As you see, the results pay off very, very well. 3 for 1 is a pretty decent trade, if you ask me, and NeverDone are on the fast track to 8 rounds. PHOENIX1, I mean, after a crazy performance that they put up in the semifinals, they are not showing up on Icebox in the way that I think really any of us expected. After how NeverDone were struggling, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is a statement that I agree with. I think I was expecting NeverDone to maybe still look a little shaky on this map pick, but again, I think that you can kind of throw some love over towards Team Serenity and how well they played against this team on it, because last round of the half, I said it a round ago, 9-3 is what it's looking like, and it's not the best. It's not sticks and stones, but the rifles aren't the best on the side of PHOENIX1, and if you're not comfortable with the map, defense is probably where you want to start off, so I think it might be high hopes to expect a really strong attack from P1 Just have to see how that plays out. But we got one more on defense. The blade's going to be used. F from the shadow is going to be used as well to try and grab the flank, but Jangler going to be taken down, and Penny making the blades pay off for one. It is traded right back, but P1 are down to the last two members. Make it one. It's all up to King. A bulldog in a dream is able to drop down the spike.
Oh,
able
no.
to drop down another, forced to reload. It's Effie's to close it out, and it's NeverDone 9-3 at the half.
Switching sides.
I was almost a little bit worried for a second there.
That was getting
After what
spicy.
PHOENIX1 pulled off earlier. Sure, it was a different player, but it wasn't that different of a situation. NeverDone. Nonetheless, they do put up a 9-3 half, like you just mentioned, Tanner. And they didn't have to get all too complex with it. PHOENIX1, time and... No, I'm not going to use that phrase, but really just on repeat, they kept on pushing A. They did throw a couple of mid pushes in there, and they were able to split it into whatever they wished. Only one time, though, was the B site ever, a final destination for them. It really wasn't all too complex what they were pulling off, it felt like. There were some really good plays, in particular that one round where FE's used Hunter's Fury right off the rip was great for spotting out some intel and then kind of sniffing out the stat. But it's a brand new half, fresh slate for everybody, and time for a couple of shots to be hit. Penny will actually lead the charge with 2, and finally traded out. PHOENIX1, they stay even, and actually take a small lead, taking the B bomb site.
Yep, opening things up there, but the game of rotations is Valorant as they look to head back. Effie's gonna be the first to contact here.
Oh no.
Finds a headshot onto one. He's gonna be leveled. Now it's all up to player one. It's lower HP across the board, so you land a couple of nutty right clicks here, and it is possible to win this round as that paranoia goes through. P1 will no longer have that utility in their possession. That spike yet to be planted.
Oh, this is smart.
Now we'll go down with that barrier orb. There's a bad spot to be precision. Needs to try and walk on out. There's a kill to come through. Nice little headshot there. Sit down one. 2 more to worry about. Turret is up. Nano Swarm available as well. Smoke goes down. Shock Dart goes out. I'm not too sure if Zekin has another. It looks like he is queuing up another one of those Shock Darts. Player one's very healthy. He could eat that should he need to, and that's actually not going to land. Not going to give any info. Oh, no Jangler! With moments to go, sits him down. PHOENIX1, they pull it out. It was their round to win, but NeverDone. Man, they almost make it happen.
It would have been by hairs, man. That is anxiety-inducing right there. Player one nearly had it just by the smoke that Jangler tossed out. It felt not preemptive, but just maybe misplaced. It was just barely clipping the spike, and because of that, player one was able to tap it. It was still pretty good, the classics at that range are pretty mediocre, to say the least, but they were able to exactly pinpoint where he was going to be holding the spike, pre-aim it, and eventually take him down, but it went down to the very last second. Concerning, to say the least, but it is their round to take. And now PHOENIX1 look to capitalize on that momentum by taking the B site very quickly. Again, I don't think this one's going to be all too spicy, but there is a couple of spicy shots hit.
Yeah, Menace is living up to his name, being a menace with that Bucky, picking up 2. FE's finally trades one back, but nothing's going to beat those 2 Bucky kills. And now with the spike planted, PHOENIX1 once more in the driver's seat here. Nano Swarms go through. Alarm bot available as well, and player one gonna find the angles. That with the Bulldog, though, shows that it bites, as does Kings. The twin Bulldogs pick up the last few kills, and PHOENIX1, I may have counted them out. I thought NeverDone was gonna have a stalwart defense, but instead, P1 picks up 2 rounds.
I love it. I mean, you gotta love to see it. Still early days of the second half, though, Tanner. That was, in the grand scheme of things, kind of throwaway rounds. NeverDone actually have real tools to play with now. PHOENIX1, they're still kind of sitting on this, to borrow your phrase, yard sale buy. They can't exactly justify going for something more, but they are bringing out a Vandal into Menace's hands as well as full armor. So they're kind of half committed to the idea of a full buy. I'm not really sure how I feel about this, but hey, there's a reason PHOENIX1 are in the grand finals, not me. They know what they're doing here. Menace will try to make some magic work with this Vandal as a push easily and quickly begins towards A. Penny tries to stop things early and takes down King.
A seeming like the site that is a bit more opportunity for both of these teams. That B site can sometimes be a coin flip as those nano swarms get baited out.
Smart.
Zelsis holding the high ground. Penny right underneath, trying to deter this push from PHOENIX1. Already down one member, making another. Zelsis picks it up. Zekin trying his best to even the odds. Zelsis on low HP will heal up. PHOENIX1 now going back to the drawing board as Menace has pushed his way up towards mid. Almost having a flank there. I think went wide on one of those shots and kind of gives up this rotation, but should still have a good angle now. Pushing up through kitchen. He's going to hear the footsteps, the stampede rather, from NeverDone, but doing their due diligence is Effie's. Expecting somebody inside the kitchen. The spike's going to get planted, but this is near impossible. Low HP on both members as Jangler goes up for the high ground himself in a 2v4 PHOENIX1. The first rifle round, a yard sale buy might not be enough, and NeverDone might find themselves back in that win column.
All they can really do at this point is hope for a miracle for one, or two, try to save that Vandal that Menace spot but was unable to utilize. And I think the reason Menace brought that up is because he should be having that Blade Storm online very soon, but the round isn't done yet. I like that you're trying to, you know, do the Sydney drop bear impression, but unfortunately this is in Australia, man. It's not going to work. You're not going to kill anybody. And NeverDone, they move on to double digits. It's a really scary place for PHOENIX1 to be. I mean, they have another buy in them. They have that going for them. Those knives are not available, though. So Menace, he's going to be at least a little bit handicapped heading into this next round. And in theory, it should be 11 for NeverDone, but we've been surprised before. I can't really say that it's certain. That is for sure. Seems that the approach is once again going to be more B-focused from PHOENIX1. It's how they found their early success in this half, as minimal as it was. But they're going to try it once more. Just work for B main control, and they're keeping one player by mid just to try to sustain, you know, the rest of the map. They don't want to give up everything but B.
Yeah, and now this is it's a bit better of a buy too, right? As we pointed out in that last one, they had the credits, but they didn't really want to force up. P1 didn't want to force up from their stingers to be left on 100 credits, so they don't lose that round on purpose, but that one is to be expected to go by the wayside. Zelsis takes quite a bit of damage with the Bucky in the hands of Menace, but precision to close it out. Now this B site completely opened up. The smokes are down, as is the spike. Vanity here, Guardian in hand, worked for him in the last round. Can it work in this one? Penny goes huge! It's not the Guardian, it's the knives. The Blade Storm picks up a couple, and the Jet is fire hot. Now P1, or Player 1 rather, I don't want to say P1, Player 1. Coming up from underneath that tube. Should be able to work, not necessarily on the flank, but rejoin his team. Pushing over towards the yellow box, and Knives gonna go wide on this one, but Player 1 just looking to stick that defuse. The kills are starting to come through. Somebody's got to stop it, and they just can't. NeverDone play that perfectly, and they allow Player 1 to never even have to worry about getting off that spike.
It was beautiful from both sides too, Tanner. It started out as this story of PHOENIX1. How they collapsed upon Zelsis' position was really something remarkable. Poor Zelsis couldn't get a break from anywhere. He was just surrounded by that yellow box, but NeverDone did the exact same thing to them. The long flanks in play, dancing around the smokes. It was brilliant. And of course, that was all capped off by Penny being able to find two with the knives, securing a very comfortable entry. But that really just felt like a strong mid-round call from NeverDone on how to play that post plan. It works just wonderfully for them. Nothing more, nothing less. And we're going to quickly find ourselves actually in another post plan. PHOENIX1 have forced that spike down immediately, and it's not going to begin very well in their favor, as Vanity has already picked off the Lurker King.
It seemed like a good start there, right? Just dashing on in, getting that quick plant. Like you said, Vanity finding the Lurker. I don't know if it's the Lurker King as the title or the Lurker, comma, King as the name there, but either way, King is down, but the Judge now coming out to play. Menace only able to grab one. Effie's privy to that knowledge that the Jet might still be on the site. Now NeverDone trying to push everybody away with the Killjoy ultimate of their own, and Precision actually picking up a couple. Zekin has to go huge once more, has to clutch up, and yeah, did buy enough time. The bomb goes off. Not only is that round won by P1, but both members die from NeverDone there.
It's huge economic damage, if nothing. Okay, I'm sorry. I just stole that one straight up from mine. He always says economic damage, but it's a travesty, you know? They're still able to force up mostly. Vanity is going to have to take a really heavy hit, as you see on the scoreboard right now. And of course, Zelsis hasn't really been able to build up that much cash, so he'll take a hit as well. But it's still a pretty okay buy. Considering they have that Hunter's Fury in play from Effie's, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to really eke out an early pick from this. So keep an eye on, I think, Effie's in particular. I think he could completely change things up. There it is, right on cue. Effie's uses it, gets a nice little tag, but nothing to write home about. And since that there is a Sage in play from both sides, it's just going to get healed up. So overall, not as big of an ultimate as I would have hoped. And that will be a perfect opportunity for PHOENIX1 to begin their next execute, this time onto the A site. Lockdown already used. Never mind.
Okay, Orbital Strike actually traded out for that one, which I don't want to say it's a bad play because it keeps the team on the side, but P1 just going to swarm it no matter. Orbital Strike can't stop them from that as Penny trades one back with the operator. King no longer lurking this time around, maybe learning his lesson from that last time, knowing Vanity would be waiting for him on the lurk. Vanity, though, this time joins up with the team. It's a 3v4, so a winnable round for NeverDone, rather. Working against the clock, and Zekken's got a couple of shock darts.
This looks
it
familiar.
Should stomp the plan from coming on through. Very familiar. As I said, the Sovas in this tournament, the ultimate's been a little lackluster for me, but the utility kills, the shock darts doing so much. Effie's, there it is.
No way.
The rifling for me as Effie's finds 3. Now in a 1v2, Effie's finds 4. Mows him down, diffuses the spike, and NeverDone push to match point.
What are these Quebecois players made of, dude? Just unreal the amount of talent the region has. Look at this round. The third kill is phenomenal. I cannot believe he pulled that one off. Heroic solo play. What is it about the A site and crazy plays? Apparently the Sobas are the ones pulling it off too. It really is a battle of initiators. You're totally right here, Tanner. A bit of an upset, I dare say, because NeverOne, they didn't have the greatest artillery heading into that round. In this round, too, they don't have too much to work with. I mean, sure, they have the operator, they have the Vandals in play, but there is half armor on player 1. There's an Ares, for God's sake, in Vanity's hands. I mean, these are some notable hits, but PHOENIX1 still have trouble dealing with the heavy hitters. Penny once more frags, and it's a headshot with the sniper. Not only is he really precise, but he shows precision how it's done. Oh, it's going to have to be up to Precision to maybe one-up, reclaim that name.
That's a tough one. Everybody out of the way, but then you take an op shot to the face.
You will not kill
Sits those blades down. They do get the resurrection though, so not too bad. Those blades will be back on their feet here. And that is a very important res to have, right? This is arguably the most important round. You lose this one, you're down 1-0 in the series. There's Menace with the blades, able to make that res pay off here. The return on investment is only good for 1. As Effie's last time, he found 4. This time, he could quite possibly find all 5 as he's still alive. The res is available for NeverDone. We'll see if they choose to use that one here or save it for a later date. Now King back into the corner.
What a
able to
shot.
stop everybody from rotating on over here, trying to hold it down once more. Spots out 2. Has that information, is able to back away and link up with his team. Here comes the resurrection, as player 1 will be back on the board, and I wonder if that's because of the utility available to player 1, if there is any. Nano Swarms on the site. Vanity gonna try and take this side, has that stim pack down. Now they're running out of time. They just have to go for it. Somebody's gonna have to stick it, but we've seen him do just that. A beautiful wall. You have so much to cut down. Should you want to stop this? And instead, it's those Nano Swarms. King on the backside with the 3K. Trying to keep the P1 dream alive, but Penny, he's halfway. He's got the shot, the 4K, and NeverDone. They do not stop impressing here on Icebox.
How many times to the game, something of the sort. They really did have a fantastic standout performance, and I was talking with Sully a little bit before this game, and he said, like, you know what, Penny is great, but I think they have some off and on performances. So I'm really hoping, you know, keep up that form, and NeverDone might make this a swift 2-0. But as you mentioned, it is going to be PHOENIX1 on the attacking side. A quick B split in, or excuse me, a B push in to try to take control, but NeverDone is at the other side of the map. And hey, Penny, he's seeming awfully hot, that's for sure. 2 kills right off the rip. The execute, it begins, but just might end right here. PHOENIX1 takes some heavy casualties before they get that spike down.
Spike planted.
The play that you were just talking about, Penny, kind of being hit or miss in that last series. Coming up good on Icebox, good for 2 here in the pistol round. And had it not been for those 2 kills, things wouldn't be even here. Nice paranoia as 2 are going to push in. Zelsis jumps on with his teammate King, though.
What?
From downtown, able to pick up 2. It's a 3K for the KJ. Now Vanity, no longer having that paranoia, has 1 smoke to work with. That turret gonna spot him out, 11 HP, and he's just gonna go down. King reigns supreme here in this round, and is actually one of his minions. That turret picking up that last kill.
Oh, Vanity has to be flabbergasted looking at that ridiculous antics. Of course, it's the turret to find the kill, and you saw as soon as he got shot by it the first time, he immediately flicked around. I mean, I trust Vanity. If he actually hit a player there, it would have been really cool. Oh, interesting. One thing I want to point out real quick, we'll talk about that round, how it ended later on, but this is something I pointed out in my video previously about the new split changes, is that I think it's going to be a lot more common to see these box boosts over at B, so doesn't seem that it's going to get that much love, considering it's another quick A exec from PHOENIX1, but pay attention to that one, possibly in the future. For now, though, it will simmer and possibly be used later. Spike easily planted, no contention whatsoever.
None at all. No contention whatsoever here from NeverDone as they back away and just look to play retake. The Arsenal, not the greatest. They're going to try this utility. See how it works for them. Paint shells come through. Precision. Sprays 1 down.
What?
Penny and Zelsis pick up a couple. The pistol's actually coming out on top here some way, somehow, but the right click 3-round burst. Zekin sprays them down, and a lot of utility kills. You got to hand it over to NeverDone, but it just does not seem like enough. And Penny was once good for 2 in that last round. Gonna just die by the spike here in this one. Grab all the economy that they can and send it into that next rifle round. We'll see how PHOENIX1 responds, though. We had seen them hang on to what they had, and a couple of Bulldogs, that's not too bad.
Not bad at all, not too shabby. I mean, whatever fancy phrase you want to attach to it, PHOENIX1 can make it work. We know that at the very least. They pulled off some miracles with Deagles in the past. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I'm a non-believer, but it does seem great for NeverDone. Kind of a lukewarm performance to start things out. I mean, we only have a sample size of 2. They really dominated that first map. Maybe it's a bit too premature for me to say it. They are going to once again try to have a nice heavy emphasis over towards B main. This time, there's actually going to be an audience for their antics. Zelsis finds the opener. It's a good start for NeverDone, but they need now, you know, continue to capitalize upon this. PHOENIX1, they're going to fight back because of what they have to work with.
That is a tough pill to swallow there. Paint shells go out, and then before you can get away, you get sprayed down. Now 3 members, not necessarily corralled. They are pushed up towards B main, looking to rotate on out. Mid's fairly clear. Obviously, we have that information, and the players do not. So they're going to do their due diligence just to make sure they're not getting flanked. And buying this time now, kind of the mind games. It is hard to play mind games when you're down 2 members, but we'll see if anybody does choose to rotate on over. NeverDone, it actually seems really locked down here, right? You've got all that Killjoy utility to try and buy time. It's actually forcing P1 just to go right out onto the site. And second, from behind will be taken down. It was Vanity through the smoke, and it was Vanity for 3 more to close things out. A flawless round once NeverDone get a couple of guns.
It was a good attempt by PHOENIX1 on the other hand, because what they tried doing there, that would have been a great execute onto the site as long as Vanity wasn't there. You know, the only thing that I think really kind of threw a big wrench into their plans is the fact that he was in the corner of the site behind that box, and it kind of ruins everything. That's not an angle that you're going to be clearing, but there was a great paranoia out to try to play you know, that double satchel off of. It was a nice quick attempt, but PHOENIX1, they get humbled a little bit as they take a loss. They once again will buy up, of course. That was just a bonus round for them, and they're going to be back to their A antics, aren't they?
Right back to it as the showstopper. Penny sits it down. Again, the player we talked about, if Penny is online, NeverDone cannot be stopped. And Penny is online. 3 kills to come through. And now it's all up this hero operator here. Menace, the op on attack, feeling himself. But unfortunately, in a 1v4, things get quite difficult. You might want to go for the play because you're feeling pretty hot. But you also might just want to hang on to that as you are completely tapped on credits here. And as we jump into this next round, we're going to have a couple ultimates available for NeverDone and some good ones to boot. The Showstopper, the Bladestorm, Menace. Menace just putting a show on for us here. 45 seconds is a long time to hang on to this operator here, Ito.
Well, patience is a virtue, Tanner. Really is going to be of utmost importance that he does hold on to it. That's pretty much going to be the only thing that they'll have to work with.
30 seconds
Although if
left.
he dies, it's not the end of the world. Sure, you gave it up to NeverDone, but you'll be 1 point closer to your Bladestorm. That way you can try to maybe force a miracle again on an eco. But I keep on talking about miracles, but how often are they going to happen? That 1v5 that we saw earlier was by all means
10
kind of a
seconds
once
left.
in a lifetime. It was a miracle. You can't just keep having it happen. I don't know. I mean, PHOENIX1, they will eventually hold on to this operator. Still, though, things seem rather bleak for them. What does, what do their options look like now? Because I'm kind of racking my brain at this point. They do have that Killjoy ultimate available, but do they even bother using it for this round? Take a look at their buy. It's going to be pistols, stingers if they really try to force the issue. You're not looking at a ton of amazing tools to work with. Maybe a double satchel play in, but again, that's just me racking my brain.
That was a whole lot of patience too, right? Coming out from NeverDone to just sit. They just nest egged right on top of that spike. They didn't care that they're going to hand over this operator, and I think because they knew, just like you pointed out, the economy's not going to be great here.
Jesus.
Zekin gets close through the smoke. The Boombot not going to grab too much info, but once you're taking some shots, you quite possibly know that somebody might be on the other side of those rounds coming down range. And once more, it's going to be that hero op for Menace who needs to come up clutch. And at the end of the day, I don't hate the armor buy here. If Menace can pick up a couple of kills, or at the very least one, then you can get a rifle into somebody's hands with some armor behind it. And Penny now looking to be set up to go huge in this round. Should he hear a footstep, might just peek out. There is a turret watching him from the bottom of mid there, so that will give him up, but he's going to be killing people, so his position might be conceded either way. He might actually have already been spotted out. He's going to find the first kill. King goes down, and around that, maybe winnable for PHOENIX1 should they picked up a couple of early kills. Now looking to fall apart here. Precision, trying to peek on the ropes there. Zelsis gets it done. Menace tries to get away. That's the operator down, and now this is going to be another round over to NeverDone. Should be 3-2 at the end of this. And they're not even going to hurt the economy here, Ito. That's one of the most heartbreaking things, right? A flawless is nice. You hand it over to NeverDone, say, yay, good job for the flawless, but it feels so bad to not lose a single thing, or not get a single thing. You don't hurt the economy at all. Penny moving his way on up that leaderboard, and NeverDone now completely in the driver's seat here.
Penny is once again fragging out. I mentioned that before. They were like 11-1 on Icebox. This time they're 10-1. Look, numbers only mean so much, but they have been getting a lot of these opening and closing frags. That was just a little bit of a farm for them. It's once again a really important, pivotal round for PHOENIX1. They're not down by much, but if they can somehow take away another round right here from NeverDone, I think it will mentally boom them a tiny bit, because I think NeverOne, excuse me, NeverDone. My goodness, that's a hard name to mess up. But they've been fighting for B control really, really well. They conceded it at the very end, and PHOENIX1 luckily had the timing to capitalize upon it. But now, when rifles are in the mix, it's going to become a lot more lethal. NeverDone. How they've dealt with this new issue. Is Vanity just going to eat this? Oh no, that's smart. He'll TP out, but there's still one detained. That's going to be their cue to push on in, Tanner.
Is that one him? So maybe he baited that, right? They're thinking that somebody on this site is detained. They go in willy-nilly, and it was actually the Omen that jumped away. Nothing actually happens, but I think that was a really big brain play there to get detained on the way out.
Iron Caster, man. I didn't even know you could do that. That's amazing, if so. I mean, PHOENIX1, they get nothing, but they do have the spike plant.
Last player
Plant
standing.
positions quickly gonna be dismantled as it comes up to Jangler to have to clutch it through, but a beautiful double swing from NeverDone. They take the round, it comes close, and that was a great play. I'm pretty sure that's what Vanity was doing, now that you mention it, but God, that is such a risky maneuver, it feels like.
Very, very risky, and I'm surprised there isn't some kind of, I guess, mechanic that stops that or interrupts it, or maybe it has to be timed perfectly, right? I would imagine these players know, just as you know how much time you need to plant the spike, you know how much time you need to use that from the shadows to get away on this one. And I think what's most interesting that we're seeing here, we're 7 rounds in, not a whole lot going too crazy outside of the economy, just skyrocketing here for NeverDone, is the default plant spot. I wonder how much of that is just muscle memory, because now that you have that new plant spot and you can play for B main, nobody's really opting to do that unless you're in a scenario that's kind of a 1v1 or a 1v2, right? It's not the safest place to plant, so you don't want to just do it out in the open. Everybody opts into planting in default, and then in that 3v5 situation, there's just not a whole lot PHOENIX1 can do. They just have to go right into NeverDone and try and win those fights. So that was a tough round, not a whole lot you can get done, like I said. And now they're trying to do a whole lot more here. The Rolling Thunder comes through. Zeus is going to sit the blades down. This time, there's no res for Menace, as Penny finds a couple more, and Penny will go down, but so hot in this round. 2 for your troubles, 3 from Zeus. NeverDone looks so good on P1's map pick.
They are just unstoppable right now. It really does feel like PHOENIX1 are bashing their heads against the wall. That was a buy, but they have better attempts at making these rounds closer when they're on an eco. Look, the experience is really, really formidable to be up against. Fair play to PHOENIX1 for how they've done so far, but they're going to need something a little bit more if they want to try to take these grand finals. They got the 2 rounds to start things off here, but they have been quiet ever since. It's now 5 in a row that they've lost. And I'm trying to think of, you know, positive spins to put on this for PHOENIX1, but I'm really struggling right now. This round, it's a bit of a throwaway. They're going to try to go for risky peaks. I respect it. But that last execute, it felt just really one-dimensional. I don't know. It's hard for me to think of anything positive right now. But PHOENIX1, they have it in them. We saw the amazing games that they provided to us before. I just need to see it once again on Split.
Here.
It's all quiet. You're just hearing a couple of footsteps. There's the shot to come through. Precision, unfortunately, not going to pop the grape there with the Sheriff. And a round I think we were expecting P1 to just not let go by the wayside, but fall in. And 6-2, you could still battle back. The next rifle round going to be incredibly important. And I think you could probably chalk this one up as Penny finds a kill with the knives. He's going to go right on in, but Jangler sits him down. So there's a bit of damage to the economy. Going to force Penny to buy a gun, but I don't think you can hope for a whole lot more here. Nice jump shot. Although the classic was nerfed, it's still pretty strong. Maybe we send an email out to Ryan to get that one figured out. But either way, NeverDone pick up another round. And as I was saying, P1, now you're on rifles. Things are starting to get dire. Even if you say, hey, Split, although through the changes, it's still incredibly defender-sided. You don't want to go into that defense side down 10-2.
Right.
Or I guess 2-10 is the proper way to say that. So either way, just for your mental, you want to pick up a couple more rounds here for PHOENIX1. You have the rifles, not really the ultimates right behind it. The showstopper right around the corner. King, should he pick up an alt orb and a couple of kills, will have that lockdown to try and secure it. But the rifles alone are going to be incredibly important to try and win out this round. They need to win the gunfights, and the first one not going to go the way of anybody just yet, as Penny misses that shot wide and the paint shells come through. Vanity, though, up into heaven, gonna find that kill. As mid was the play, Effie's and Penny looking to shut down the push. Celsius with the showstopper. I failed to mention it, but it comes through huge. And this very important round just starts to crumble for P1 once more in a 4v1. If anybody could do it, it is Jangler, but he's spotted through the smokes. The shots come through. He's going to find one. He takes down the operator, but Celsius is there to trade. 7-2 we go, and things are starting to look dire for PHOENIX1.
Dire indeed, but again, it's what I was saying before about PHOENIX1. That push started and ended with just trades for NeverDone. There was just absolutely no stop. I want to point in particular to how Effie's played back of sight. He only got 1 kill, and in fact, he's only at 1 kill 9 rounds into this game. But he was just holding the line, flashing when necessary. He was just in the perfect position to take down anybody who's going to be threatening his comrades on site. It's really all you need. Those fundamentals, that's what I praise him for. Player 1, okay, just shut me up right here. It's another round for NeverDone. This is not going to be a 1v5, surely. King is just wondering what went wrong in the first 20 seconds of this round. I don't even have a chance to toss it over to you, Tanner, because it's done. In one breath, NeverDone move up to 8-2. What can he do against this, man?
And
now,
that was rifles for P1 again. So I thought the economy had hurt in that round, but now it's this round. So 2 rifle rounds in a row that they fall behind here, and possibly another round to happen. 9-2 quite possibly on the horizon here for NeverDone, and they are just so comfortable here. The operator in Penny's hands has been absolutely insane, and the rest of the team behind it. Now player 1 with a sick angle finds the spray down once more. That's 4 kills. Jangler finds himself in a 1v4, and PHOENIX1 on the back foot again.
It's not even the trades that time. NeverDone are constantly evolving their defensive setup. That time, player 1 decided to, you know, hey, how about I play closer to ramps? It works out perfectly. He had somebody to bail him out in case things went wrong, but he didn't need help, man. He gets 4 kills somehow. I understand it's against an eco, but this is like the precedent that has been set already. NeverDone. I think right now they are definitely done, to make the obvious pun. They want out of these grand finals. They want the bulk of that $5,000 on the line. And PHOENIX1, they are looking dead right now. To make another obvious pun, hey, the Phoenix needs to become reborn, because right now they have not arrived. Final round, rifles will be available, and they do have the lockdown in play. I want to see a solid execute, but will NeverDone even give them the space? B main is already being taken. That's a whiff.
Not only a whiff, but an awkward dash right afterwards. P1 is there to trade it back, and if that Killjoy is still alive, player 1, keep calling him P1, player 1 still alive here, and a scary spot to be, because he's usually good for a couple. As his lockdown falls, there's a second one to come on through. Can he make it a 3K? He's holding it down on A site all by himself. There's the third. He's trying to match 4 with 5 here. Now needing to back away. Gonna put that turret down up towards Evan. Zelsis gonna steal a kill away. So no ace, unfortunately, for player 1. But maybe one for King. Nope, spoke too soon. Vanity sits him down after player 1 falls. 10-2 at the half. Maybe I jinxed it for saying that scoreline, but I can only imagine what is going on in PHOENIX1's head right now. They have to come together in the most dramatic fashion, because this is, I said it before, it's looking incredibly dire, and I can only imagine where their mental's at.
On the other hand, I mean, look at NeverDone. I'm pretty sure, you know, player 1, he is high on life at the moment. I want to point out that was a brilliant play to use the lockdown in the location he did, because thing is, you know, at worst it gets 0 detains, but it was kind of used as a point of contact, almost instead of the turret, because they knew that PHOENIX1, that PHOENIX1 immediately wanted to push, take it out so they could take that map control. And so he was just playing close to it and was ready to trade it out at any moment. It's like kind of an artificial body in that sense. But to go back to your point, PHOENIX1, they are down bad right now. They need to rally together, but I mean, it's not going to start with a shorty, and they're going to fall short. I think once more. 2 players down. He has the gall to try to flash and push once more, and I like that PHOENIX1, excuse me, they're backing off, hoping to play trades off of each other, and finally something goes their way. That's a couple of kills in their favor. In a 3v2, PHOENIX1 have a very strong lead because of the HP alone. It's not done yet, Tanner, but they need this round hard.
They do need this round hard here as they find another kill. It's a good spot to be in. Now things are looking a bit more doable. 9 HP on Penny, who is scary with any amount of HP. Quite honestly, as the turret goes down to try and find a bit of information, Penny on the flank. If Penny is patient, we need patient Penny here to show up in this round for NeverDone, should they want to pick up the round. Effie's not going to get spotted out yet. It was the rifling before. Now it's the frenzy up top from heaven, and Jangler is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Has to go for the defuse. It's planted for heaven. He knows Effie's is close. He just doesn't know where. Now it's all starting to come down, crumbling. Jangler will fall. Effie's to close it out, and PHOENIX1, they put themselves in the driver's seat, but then they just give it up there. 11-2. Match point on the horizon, and NeverDone not letting off the throats here.
To issue a correction, I wouldn't say PHOENIX1 were in the lead in that 2v3, but Penny, like I mentioned, he was bleeding internally. Nice POV right there, Box. You know, he was bleeding internally in that 2v3, but it was so smart by him. He knew which way that turret was facing, so he went for the long flank. It takes so much confidence to go for that, and hey, it worked out. How many times am I going to have to say NeverDone, excuse me, they're constantly evolving. This time it's no different. PHOENIX1, well, they're going to have to deal with this new up pace from NeverDone, and they're doing okay. They match 1-1 so far, Tanner. But all good things apparently must come to an end. Now Jangler's hurting hard.
Destroyed. One enemy remaining.
Oh, player one. Just this game for player one. A highlight reel in itself. And now Precision. Again, PHOENIX1 find themselves in a 1v2 situation. Tries to push through the smoke with the flash, but Vanity there to close it out. Match point. PHOENIX1 have to win 10 in a row if they want to take us to game number 3. If they don't, NeverDone will reign the kings here of the Knights monthly gauntlet. And it's all down to this, and it's all down, Ito, to a yard sale buy.
Yeah, you know, there's two schools of thought of if you want to believe in PHOENIX1 or if you want to be maybe more realistic. PHOENIX1, look, regardless of what happens in this round, they have put together such an incredible run, so take nothing away from them. But NeverDone are just looking nuclear right now. It starts off with a shot through the smoke. That might be the final hurrah. PHOENIX1 have yet to come alive once more. Penny, he's just dancing through his own smokes. Menace maybe could find something with his Bucky here, but the numbers are dwindling as time goes by. The clock doesn't even have to run out. Thank God for Zekin, though, with the paint shell somehow is found too. And maybe the nades could find a third. It's util only for Zekin. But all good things once again must come to an end. King, this is such a winnable 1v2. It might not be done yet, Tanner.
Doesn't seem to be done. That's the spike spotted. The plant now coming on through. King in the 1v2 is able to spot one up top, but it's Vanity to come out on top. It's NeverDone to douse the flames.